Hello, everybody. This is Trevor Truck ASMR. And today I am carrying quite a load. Well, carrying isn't exactly the right word, but you know what I mean. So we are hauling some very expensive, shiny, brand new, factory-made vehicles from the dealership. And we begin our journey in the sunny streets of San Francisco. And this is also where my primary garage is, so, it's not really a stretch. But yeah, we're gonna be doing some driving, and as a result, we're gonna be doing some talking, and I think there's many things that we can talk about. First of all, I do want to make a comment that I'm actually recording this on a work day. Typically, I don't record on work days because there's just a lot going on, and my motivation to record is usually zero during those times. But today is a little bit different because they are sort of cutting hours at my job. Yeah, I know. Happens everywhere, I think. But it's just one of those things where if I have an extra hour in the morning, then, why not make the most of it, right? And thus, I am recording now. It's still pretty early in the morning. This is my time to shine. I am my most productive in the morning. And I am a morning person in the sense that I can do creative things. So, in the morning, my creative energies are flowing the easiest. So when it comes to creative things like recording, anything artistic, anything like writing, I am at my best first thing in the morning. However, I'm gonna be honest. In the morning, like first thing, I am not very social. So I don't feel like talking. I don't feel like, telling people like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do today. Like, in the morning, I am a closed book. And I tend to want to be, completely alone because, in the morning, I'm really tired and I'm still trying to get the sleep out of my eyes and, just trying to piece it all together before I start on whatever task I have ahead of me. And so I'll fix myself a bowl of very plain oatmeal, which, by the way, has changed my life. And I know, being just a little bit dramatic, you're probably thinking, oatmeal, how does oatmeal change somebody's life? Yeah, kind of funny. And I used to eat cereal for breakfast, and then I started to realize just, cereal doesn't really fill me up. It doesn't really provide me with the nutrients I need for a work day. I end up getting hungry in less than 2 hours after I have a bowl of cereal, so it's like, why bother, right? I'm not too cool for cereal, but at the same time, I would just prefer not to eat it. So, yeah, in the mornings I will eat oatmeal. And, it's just instant oats with some almond milk. I don't drink regular milk. Because I think it's a lot healthier to abstain from regular milk. But granted, I'm not an apologist for almond milk or soy milk or whatever, because I honestly think that as far as taste is concerned, like the nut-based milks have a very odd type of taste that honestly takes a little bit of getting used to, It's not like I'm converted overnight. But oatmeal is a great source of fiber. And how should I put this? Let's just say that I believe that because I've introduced oatmeal into my diet, I believe that it has made me very, regular. I think you know what I'm trying to say. And in that manner, yeah, it's really changed my life. But beyond that, in the morning, I'm okay if I'm by myself, but first thing when I wake up, it would be a mistake to try to have this lengthy philosophical discussion with me, because my brain isn't ready. But what I'll take in the morning is a good book. So I'll grab my Kindle and I'll start reading, because I can handle that in the morning. Then usually by the time I get to work, everything is okay. And I'm more social and I'm more outgoing, or at least a little bit. And when I say I'm a morning person, there's kind of like a disclaimer. Yes, insofar as I feel creative and I want to actually work on projects that matter to me, in that sense, I am a morning person, because that's where most of my creativity, that's where it flows the best. But then, kind of like on the social end, I just feel groggy and I don't feel like talking to people and I just want to be alone. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but it's just how I feel first thing. And once I'm finally able to just do something that I need to do or want to do, I feel better. And it's not that I'm intentionally trying to be I don't know if antisocial is the word. I don't think it is, but that looks like an airplane. Just an observation. I'm not trying to intentionally be like this miserable person. I'll be nice. But in the morning, I'm not at my best. It takes me a few hours to get there, which is fine. People are different. Nothing wrong with that. But that's just me. That's just my story. But right now, for instance, I'm doing splendid. I'm doing pretty spectacular, considering the fact that I have work still to do. But it's nice when you have extra time in the morning, and it's a lot more laid back, honestly. And I don't feel in a particular rush. And the prospect of getting work done before you go to your day job is just... I guess it means that in one sense, I'm getting older when these are the things that excite me, but I feel good right now. Feel good. And then, if you want to have a good day, then you've got to start with a good morning. You got to have a routine that works. That's very important. And it should not be underestimated, honestly. Anyway, that is my morning. What do I do at work? Well, my day job is, let me just summarize it in one word. My day job is retail. And, it's, I've had different positions within this same retail space. And, I think this will make sense, but the less interaction with customers I tend to have on a daily basis, the less stress that I feel overall. And when I first started working in retail, I had a very, very intense customer-facing job. And it was really difficult at first. And then you I think you get used to it up to a certain point. Then you kind of reach a peak and you realize that you're still stressed. At least this is what happened to me. I had some very terrible moments. In that first position that I held. Very stressful times. And there were times that really broke me down and left me a mess. And I had to find a way out. So I still work at the same place, but now I'm in a different position. And it's much better. There's not as much customer interactions. And some people are fine with jobs where you're constantly talking to customers. Some people are fine with that. In fact, some people would go crazy if they didn't have that. And personally, I don't understand. I don't think I ever could. Like, for me, if I have too much interaction with customers or just with people in general, I begin to sort of feel trapped, cornered. Like, I just need to shut down and take some time for myself. And I guess that's essentially what being an introvert is. And I guess I'm guilty as charged, right? But like, I understand that every job to some extent, at least in retail, is going to have customer interactions, and that's fine. But I need my customer interactions to be a little bit more balanced. If my entire day is nothing but customers, I am going to burn out quickly. And the stress is going to be overwhelming. Because, I'd like to say that every customer is pleasant. I'd like to say that every customer understands. But we know the type of world that we live in, and we know when people get a chance, they're gonna complain. Or if they're angry or sad in life, they're gonna take it out on you. And this is what a lot of people in retail experience. The rage of customers when things don't go their way. And that's really kind of like the paradox, because you need customers in order to do your job so that you can get paid. And I know this sounds pessimistic, but at the same time, customers are the worst part of retail. So it's like, we need shoppers, we need customers, but we really don't like to interact with them. And that's just the nature of the job, It's a common thing where I've heard it said before, or at least, typed out online, where basically, if you work in retail for a certain amount of time, you begin to really hate people in general. Like, you have this severe disdain for the general public. And I think that's pretty accurate. Like, working in retail has really, I think, kind of painted a negative picture of people. And I'm not saying that my perception is correct, because I'm biased, right? I have bad experiences under my belt, so I'm biased. So I'm definitely not saying that I'm right, but you just kind of get the sense that people don't really care if you're working hard, don't really care if you've already been under a lot of stress. They want things their way. It's their way or the highway. And they're not willing to hear you out. That is what we experience in retail. But that is not to say that everyone is like that, and it would be unfair to say that all people are rude and mean-spirited, because it's just not the truth. So anyway, I just wanted to say that working in retail can honestly shape the way that you see the general public, the way that you see people in general, but it may not necessarily be an accurate picture. It's really the biases that happen, when you work there for a year or longer, and I think it happens to everyone. But trust me, if I didn't have to work, and, let's just say I won the lottery, and I won enough money to keep me supported for the rest of my life, I would be out of retail quicker. Like, I would be out of retail yesterday, if that were the case. But I have a better role within the company, and it causes me less stress than where I used to be. So for that, I am grateful. This became a really long ramble about my morning routine, about oatmeal and my job, but for what it's worth, I hope you enjoyed it. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording for the time being, because I got work coming up pretty soon. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.